Hello FlossTube, my name is Sarah. I'm from Memphis and this is my channel about cross stitch. Welcome, welcome. Today is Thursday, April the 25th and this is FlossTube number 37. I am so glad to be back. It's been a month. Okay? I don't have anything else to say other than that. I had anticipated to be coming back much sooner, of course, but life's just been lifing. So things have been busy. Work's been super busy. One of my coworkers is in Vietnam for the month, so I've picked up an extra long shift and I've just been very busy on the days that I'm not working. And I did want to stitch some. So I kept putting this off, and now, even though I wanted to do this way earlier in the day, it's nighttime and I finally got my act together and we're just gonna do the thing, okay? So, hey, it's good to see y'all. Like I said, I've been busy, nothing's wrong, just life. Right. Okay, so let's get right to the stitching. I have some finishes. I have some FFOs. I have WIPS. I have plans. I have a giveaway from last time. I have a new giveaway from this time. I've got Stitchy Kindness. I've got Fun Haul. I need some input on some stuff. So let me get busy. My first finish was an FFO that I finished last month when my grandson was born. It's my grandson's birth sampler. Excuse me, start off the right way. Yep, I had dinner before I got on this, so anyway, the sampler that I finished was called Loved Boy by Amy Brooken. It is the same birth sampler that I stitched for my other grandson, Brooks. This is my daughter's request. So here we are. And as soon as I finished it, within the next few days, I took it up to Stitchers, my LNS here in Memphis, and they offer framing services. They do send them out, but they are super great about helping you pick out your frame, and the people that frame them are they know what they're doing with the needlework, and it's really nice and affordable. So I got that back last weekend, and so I gave it to my sweet new grandson Rhodes, and I'll pop a picture up here of that FFO. I'm excited about that. So yay, it's super sweet, and it can go in his room just like my other grandson's goes in his room. Another FFO I was in a big push to get this finished. I wanted this finished for Easter. We spent Easter with my daughter and her in-laws, who are super sweet and always include us in all of the big events so we can all spend time together as a big blended family with our grandsons. So that's super sweet. And I found in a book that I picked up at my LNS that someone had donated from 1987, a cross stitch chart. I'll post a picture above here. It was an old Irish blessing, and it was attributed to a fella named Sean O'Leary, and that just happens to be my daughter's father-in-law's name. So I thought, what a better person to stitch this sweet sentiment for than my daughter's precious mother-in-law, who I love dearly. And so I stitched that up, and of course I couldn't just leave it be. I had to beat it up because that's just what the piece told me it needed. I don't know, and that turned into like a whole thing, right? So I had gotten these this Mill Hill bead soup from the Queen City Stitch Retreat. It came in our swag bag, and so I just dumped a bunch of it into this. I know I went over this last time, didn't I? And I dumped a bunch of it into this, and I mean, surely, did I record last time and then I'd already finished this darn thing? And have y'all already seen the FFO? I don't know. No, I have not. Okay, maybe I just talked about it because last time I dumped all these in the floor. So these are great. I love this. I got this at Galleria last fall, and I know you can find some of these made by Ukrainian crafts people, like on Etsy, if you just type in, I don't know, bead holder, wooden bead holder, something like that. They're great. But basically I beaded it all up, and then I got inspiration for my finish from a finish done by the Sampler Girl. She has an Instagram account, but she also has an Etsy store, and it's not available anymore. But at one time I had purchased an Outlander chart from her, an Outlander sampler, and I love the way that she finished it. And so that inspired me to finish this in a very similar fashion. So I'm going to pop a picture up of it here. I framed it just myself. I stitched this on, I think it was a 36 count Beach Brew by R&R, and then I went to Joann's and I found some St. Patrick's Day fabrics, and I brought several home, and I got my sewing machine out and I sewed the 2 pieces of fabric together. And then like I said, I took inspiration from the Sampler Girl, and I just did these little kind of like primitive-ish little X's across the bottom between the fabrics, just to do kind of like a little decorative something in between the 2 pieces of fabric that were sewn together. Another option, I mean, you don't always have to do that. I've seen them finished just flush like that. I've also seen people take like trim or rickrack or whatever, and a ribbon and do that. So anyway, that's how I finished it, and I put it in the frame, and I gave it to my daughter's sweet mother-in-law at Easter, and she loved it, and I was happy to pass that on to her. So that was another finish that I was excited about, that I really wanted to get done this year. Let's see, and then I had a finish for now. So this is a big project. I think I'm fixing to sneeze. I'm telling y'all what, the pollen situation here is oh, excuse me. The pollen situation here is no joke. I know we got an extra month of a heavy pollen is what the weatherman said. So yeah, it's pretty bad around here. Oh, it was so funny because talking about pollen, I was talking to Jordan, the tattooed stitcher. Have I told you all this story already? I don't know, because I've been gone for a month and I feel like so much has happened since I've seen you all last. But I was talking to her and I was saying something about the pollen and the situation here. And I was saying that, like, you know, when we get up in the morning, our cars, our vehicles are covered in green dust or yellow, green or yellow. It's just like definitely you need to like put your windshield wiper fluid on and like, yeah, I mean, literally in the morning. And she thought that was hilarious. I was trying to explain to her, like, I think she deals with a lot of dust and wind where she lives. And like I was saying, well, it's equivalent to like driving down like a dirt road somewhere and then how your vehicle looks afterwards, except ours are green or yellow like that. So pollen is something else here. So excuse me for the sneeze. Okay. This project, though, I want to talk about was a finish for now. I was inspired to get back to work on this for a couple of reasons. First of all, I am going to visit my aunt out in Oregon in the fall, and we're going to do like kind of a girls trip, and we're going to do some crafting, and I would love my aunt to help me turn this into a real blanket. So the project that I'm talking about is, I'm calling it my superhero summer afghan. And I kind of got back on it because A, I was thinking I need to finish it by October, and B, I started a Marvel movie rewatch. It's one of my favorite things to do in the spring. For some reason, spring, and this lasts into summer, obviously, because I don't have all those hours, but I love to do a Marvel rewatch. Disney Plus has this option where it's like MCU, which is the Marvel Cinematic Universe. They have like a Marvel Cinematic Universe complete timeline. So it includes movies, shorts, TV shows, whatever. So I like to do that once a year. So that's like, okay, come on, get busy on this superhero. So do you want to see the project or what, right? Okay, so the project, a couple of years ago at Market, my friend Leanne, Forbidden Fiber Co., she dyed a whole line of gorgeous floss inspired by said movies, okay? And the deal was, is that, see, floss. The deal is that if you bought a skein of floss, you got a free pattern. Okay, a correlating free pattern. So this is my favorite color of the group. It's called Danvers. This is for my favorite character, Captain Marvel, and there would be the chart that you would get with this. Okay, so that was the whole deal. So there were 12 characters, 12 charts, 12 different kinds of floss. I don't know what I don't know why. I think I was watching the girls stitching at the cabin, and they work on these big afghans. And I didn't really want to do that kind of afghan, but I was inspired by an afghan. I was looking at afghans and thinking about it, and then I realized that there were the afghan I was looking at had 12 boxes on it, and these charts are not all exactly the same size, but they're similar enough. And I thought, I'll just make a superhero afghan. And then I thought, oh, I'll make it for my grandson. I've since revised that plan because I just realized there's no guarantee that either one of my grandsons are going to like Marvel one little bit. But I do. So basically, I'm going to make myself an afghan, and someday if one or both of them love Marvel, we'll deal with it then. Right? But for now, so I think I've shown you, I have finished my first block, which was Danvers, and then my second block is called Love You 3000, and that's Iron Man. So here we are right now. So Iron Man is one of those weirdos that doesn't fit in the block. These are like 50 by 50 blocks, and they're a 14 count Aida, and he was giving me the blues because I did a little bit of miscount. I should have started him up a little bit higher, or I wish I would have, but you can see there's this like this, and this is confusing when you're counting. It's hard to tell if you're counting like really one of these squares of your Aida or one of these other coming across. And so anyway, so I got down kind of low, and I'm like, I don't think I have enough room. Like, I'm going to be getting into the next box, which I've looked at all of them, and there's no reason why I should be getting into the next like plain box for anybody. So I had to delete some lines from him. I think it was 3 or 4 to make him fit. And I think he's still proportional enough. Of course, I didn't notice that I needed to delete 3 or 4 lines until I was like down here. So all of this damage was already done. Mind you, I was trying to be frugal with my floss because I had bought several skeins of floss, and I decided, unlike my first one, that I didn't want to be messing around with plying that out. So it's a 6 ply, and I think I did like 4 on this one, and then I was saving the other 2 and making 2. It was a lot of extra work, and I'm like, you know what? We're just going to go big or go home, and we're just going to use the whole 6 ply of floss on this bad boy. So I think I'm going to continue like that. That might mean that I have to purchase some more floss down the line, because some of these charts, while they are all similar in size, some of them are more stitch heavy than others. Like I would say my next one, which I've started, which is Dolly Green, you know, that's more stitch heavy than Iron Man. So it's going to be one of those play it by ear things. I've also told myself I'm not going to get too get myself worked up, too out of shape about it. Like, you know, like I'm just, it's fine. It's cool. It's going to make me happy. My vision is to have 1 in each row, and I've kind of grouped them by, well, Captain Marvel, she's like near the beginning, and Iron Man's my favorite, and then Hulk. But I've kind of grouped some of the other ones by like characters, like Thanos and like Gamora and Nebula. I've got them all on one roll. You know, they're family. So anyway, if you're like, just quit with the Marvel, Sarah, I understand, but this is where I am, and I'm excited about it, and I'm gonna keep pushing on this. This might be something that I take down to the beach, because this is it's easy stitching, y'all. I mean, it's just, I've already started Jolly Green, you know, right here. It's easy stitching. I should show you this Gigantor needle. I think I found them on Amazon, honestly, because I was like, I mean, this needle still kind of just slides right through here, but it's better than it was. For this, I'm using a plastic canvas needle, because I was like, I remember using like a plastic needle when I was a little kid to do something, some crafty sort of thing. And it is well, it says it's a number 16. Do y'all see how big that is? I mean, that's a big needle. Big fatty. So anyway, love it, love it, love it, love. I'm glad I found it, and it's making this project much more enjoyable. This is a cool bag by Crab Shack Stitchery. They make great big bags, very economical. You can find them on Etsy. They don't always have some things there in stock because they are popular. They do go pretty fast just because they're a great deal. Okay, what else were we talking about? What's next? Well, before I hop into starts, there were a few people I wanted to say congratulations to. Some pretty big stuff went on. My friend Ymir from Almond M&Ms, in this past month, she's a runner. She's a champ. She did this race all the way from the pier in Santa Monica to Las Vegas. Now this is Ymir. This is our dear friend Ymir, and she lives in New York City, and you all may have heard of her before because she does beautiful silks, and her thing is really she wants to be able to provide these beautiful silks at an affordable price point, and she does, and they're gorgeous. And so that may be where you've heard of Ymir in our community. You also might have heard of Ymir in our community because she's the one who stitches on itty bitty teeny like 46, 50, whatever over one, like teeny tiny, no magnification, just this little beautiful gorgeous stuff. Anyway, she's a rock star basically because she did this thing. She ran from the pier in Santa Monica to Las Vegas, and we stitched along with her. Athena of Stitching Goddess Designs, I know you've seen her t-shirts. She organized this Facebook group, and everybody kept us up to date along the way. It was awesome. Ymir had a team of people out there. She, like I said, she lives in New York City, and she's a member of the Boogie Down Bronx Runners. Pretty sure that's what it's called, and they were great. She had a whole team out there. I'm talking like an RV. She had to hop in the RV and get like food and all the things, but I mean, she didn't ride in the RV, y'all. She ran through the desert. She ran in the snow. She had wild dogs barking. She had all sorts of drama, but I'm just saying, she did it. It was amazing. I'm so happy for her and excited, and I'm glad she's okay, and she's amazing. So just congratulations, Ymir, and your team on a job extra well done. And if you have not gone to check out Almond M&M's website, I'm going to link the information down here in my description box below. Gorgeous silks. I'll show you some in just a little bit. There was another person I want to say congratulations to. Her name is Christy. She's a local member of our 901 Stitchers group here in Memphis. Christy's great. You'll find her on Instagram. I'll put her name down here too. I think it might be like Christy Hunter, something like that. But she had a really big finish that we've been following along with her in our group for the past, I want to say the past year. It's one of the big plum streets with the waves and the whales and the big house. Is it Live on Little maybe? I don't know, but it's gorgeous. I'm going to pop a picture of her 2 Plum Street picture right up here. Go to her Instagram though and follow her and check out her beautiful stitching. But I did take a picture of it at our last 901 Stitch Together. I'm so excited for her to have finished that, and it's gorgeous, and I hope she's able to get that framed soon and get it on her wall so she can enjoy it all the time. Okay, I think that's kind of it. As far as congratulations goes and what's going on in the community, there's a lot of retreats going on right now. I've had some major FOMO. My friends have been having so much fun. I had a group of friends go out to Stitch West out there in Ogden, Utah a couple weeks ago, hosted by Debbie and Kev of Snug Harbor Crafts, and some of my good friends, Bernadette and Jordan, and anyway, they got to go and they had the best time, and they went to Shepherd's Bush and did the thing and shopped, and I wish I could have been there with them. I'm excited for them. I heard Primrose Cottage was great to be around there. Another good friend of mine, Zan, Crazy Band Lady Stitches, she just got back from Stitch North, the first weekend of Stitch North. She had a great time. She was able to reconnect and sit with the girls that we sat with at Stitch New England that we've been, talking to, and she got to meet Stephanie, Cade's Crafts, and who I haven't gotten to meet, and she got to see Erin, 2 Martini Stitcher, and Karen and Jackie and all of the things, and she got to meet up with Jody, Trixie Tricycle. Well, she was with her, and I don't know, all sorts of cool people, and she had so much fun, and I was like so excited for her, and I wished I could have gone too. And now this is like Stitch North weekend 2, and I just got a beautiful picture from a group of friends that I just love to pieces, and I wish I was there with everybody there weekend 2 too, because they have a great group on the second weekend as well. So needless to say, I am ready for a retreat. I'm not really ready, but like I'm mentally like, yes, I am there. I'm ready to go to a retreat. So my next retreat coming up that I'm going to be attending is going to be weekend A of StitchCon. That's up in Cincinnati. It's hosted by their LNS, keepsakes. I had a complete blank about that. The lovely Pam and Steph from Just Keep Stitching, they are there, and because Steph works for Keepsakes, and Pam is on the StitchCon team, and I'm so excited to see everyone at weekend A, but I am not ready. I'm ready, but I'm not ready. I mean, I was just thinking, like, I have so much planning to do. I want to make some things for some table mates, and I want to work on my giveaways for everybody, and I need to figure out what I'm going to do for a small. I'm leaning toward a Biscorn U because I feel like I could finish that efficiently, but I found this cool box at Joann's this afternoon where I could put a piece, it's the appropriate size, and I figured I could put a piece in the top of that for the smalls exchange. So like there's things percolating up here. Yeah, so I got a lot going on. I got a lot going on in the brain, y'all. But I have been stitching, and so let me show you other things that I have been stitching on, because you're like, enough of the plans and the ideas and the thoughts for right now, right? I'm sorry if I'm scattered tonight. I'm going to go over my new starts, and then I might just pop into the giveaway situation. So I did have more new starts than I thought I was going to have. So I've got to pull them over here because I've got so much stitching to show you. It's been a busy month, and I've been stitching whatever the heck I want to, basically. And not kind of going, I mean, I've kind of been following a plan, but not really. Like, some things have just called to me. I am holding out on something that's screaming at me right now, but yeah, I've been all over the place. You'll see. So just be right back. Okay, y'all, new starts. This one was fun. I told you it was going to happen last time. It did happen. It happened on Easter. I started Eggs All Around by Glendon Place with my friend Leanne of Forbidden Fiber Co. and Gary of GaRon Stitchery. Isn't it gorgeous? Actually, we were inspired to start this while we were at market. We went to the Glendon Place booth, and Cheryl, the designer, had this picture there, completely stitched, beautifully framed, and it said oldie but a goodie on it. And wouldn't you know, the three of us, although we weren't all together at the time, the three of us jumped on board. So we decided that we would start this on Easter. Now, Leanne and I decided we were going to start this on Easter, and then we're going to table it because we needed to get back to Sir Thomas, who is another one of our Glendon Place WIPs. But once we're finished with Sir Thomas, we'll hop back over to Eggs All Around. Gary made no such deal because, you know, he's Gary, and he's been working on this. And if you go watch his GaRon Stitchery FlossTube, you'll see he has just knocked this out of the park. I told him I knew he was going to be an overachiever, but it looks fabulous. It makes me super excited for when we get to really buckle down on it in the future. So this is my start. Got a couple of the little eggs done. Sorry about Colt barking. Who knows what he's barking at? So I think a couple of these in the middle here. So those are a couple of the little ones. I am stitching this on the called for fabric. It is a 28 count chrysalis by Picture This Plus. This is terribly washed out. It is a very pretty light greenish yellow, like almost like a honeydew. Yeah, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. And like I said, that's all I worked on that on Easter afternoon. You know, I did the whole Easter thing with the babies and didn't have tons of time, but enough to get it started and get it going. This has a gorgeous bead and Krynic pack. Look at that. Lovely. And there's a dinky dies that came with it. So beautiful. I believe that Gary is going to be having these available for purchase on the GaRon Stitchery website. I don't know if he has them in yet, but go on over there and check. There are a few other people working on this as well. I heard Gary say that Carolyn Seasook Stitches, she's stitching this. And I know Missy from Two Needles Pulling Thread, she didn't start this with us, but I know she's stitching it, and it's beautiful. And she's got a hashtag, like a Glendon Place hashtag. If I can figure it out, I might put it down here. So you're welcome to follow along with that on Instagram, Missy's hashtag. Okay, my next new start. I told y'all I was going to be doing this too. This is Leela Studios Spring Quaker. So my idea about these these Quakers by Leela Studio. Right now, she has released a spring, a summer, and an autumn. Fingers crossed. I think I saw something on her Instagram. It looks like she's working on a winter. So my idea was that I would start each of these on the first day of spring, first day of summer, first day of fall, first day of winter, right? And then I would stitch on these just during that season. And then when the next season rolls around, I'd switch. Basically, like if you know Janet Jabber, how she did her big Mirabilia Queens, she's doing them like she hasn't done them all, I don't think. But I don't know if she started them on the beginning like that, like on the first day of summer or anything, but I do know that she worked on those like in the summer. And so I've been stitching on this on Tuesdays. Not a ton. I do work a long shift on Tuesdays, so not tons of progress, but just a little bit all the time. And I'm stitching this on a piece of 40 count Sleeping Bear by Needle and Flax. There we go. I love it. I'm using the called for fancy floss. I'm doing 1 strand of floss over 2 linen threads. It's gorgeous. I'm really enjoying it. I love a Quaker. I forget that till I start stitching one, how much I love them. So that's very relaxing to me and a very enjoyable stitch. So you didn't see this finish. I guess you didn't see this started at all. So this is all new progress to you. I've been posting a couple of updates on my Instagram and putting them in a highlight reel just so I can follow along with my progress. But yeah, this is pretty much the width of the first page. So just imagine. And I'm going to try to finish them by page. It seems like if I tackle Quakers like that, it works out pretty well for me. That's pretty much what I did when I did my Nutcracker. So I love this. I'm planning to stitch all of these Quakers by Leela Studio on Needle and Flax fabric, 40 count. I am going to be using different colors, but same fabric dyer. And it lives in this fabulous Mardi Gras bag by Lynn X Stitches Creates. And Lynn has a great floss tube too, so go check her out when you get a chance. Another new start. Yeah, I think this was a new start since I've seen you last. Or maybe. Well, one of them is. Anyway, I digress. So this, I'm stitching these for my mom. This is by Cooler Classic Charts. It's called Christmas Botanical Ornaments. My mom has a big pencil, like a pencil tree in her office, and it's got just like little cardinals on it right now, and she's a master gardener, so I thought these would be fun to stitch for her. Now, I think someone told me, maybe they messaged me or commented when I was talking about this last time about how it's pixelated. It kind of reminds me of a Stony Creek vibe, and I was like, well, this is from 2011. Well, apparently it's older than that. In fact, somebody is stitching these like in an old Bucilla kit, so this has been around for a bit, which would explain the design. So I am stitching these on a piece of 32 count vintage smoky white. One of my, just as Weigart fabric, one of my just favorite neutrals. I've really got this piece chopped up weird, so bear with me. This is my poinsettia. Isn't that gorgeous? I love it so much. So it is finished with the exception of there's like a gold border to go around it, and I need to decide which gold I'm going to use for this. I don't know if I'm going to use like a petite treasure braid, or I've got some Krynic. I'd rather not use my Krynic though, because I might need it for something else. So probably a petite treasure braid is what I will lean towards. Either that, or there is a petite entice, Or there's also that Diamante by DMC that I don't know if I've tried that yet. I can't remember. So I need to pick a golden so I can stick with it throughout. So I finished the poinsettia and I've moved on to Holly and Ivy. Has started that one here. So I'm not really cutting any of the fabric yet until I kind of get done and see what I'm doing. But yeah, I think it turned out pretty. I decided against the back stitch. I mean, I did the lettering, but this called for back stitch around like every single leaf and nook and cranny, and I started putting it in and I was like, yuck, I didn't like it. So I think at least for that one, I'm not going to do the back stitch. It might be like on a case by case or ornament by ornament basis, but for now, none of that back stitch is going to be going on. All right, and my last new start, yes. Okay, so my last new start was like down to the wire, last minute. Melanie Rowe from Instagram started a Facebook group called like Mirabilia Leap Day SAL 2024. And the idea is start a Mirabilia, have it completed by the next leap day, and she'll put your name in a drawing for Lady of the Flag. Lady of the Flag is an out of print, sought after Mirabilia chart that goes for a couple $100, and it's hard to get your hands on. So yeah, so if you started a Mirabilia before her deadline, which was like I don't remember, the end of March, and if you get it finished in the next 4 years and post your progress along the way so you can see blah blah, then you'll be in the drawing. And so I decided to start one that I've wanted to start for a very long time. It is called Shakespeare's Fairies. This one is MD 103. And let's see, when is my copyright on this one? It's like 2009. This one is not out of print. I love it. I think it's beautiful. It has a ton of treasures in this one. And it's not a small, 307 wide and 136 tall. So pretty though. I'm super excited to start it. It's living in this beautiful Game of Thrones project bag, once again by Lynn X Stitches Creates. Just to give you a gander at it, I mean, these are all the beads and the Krynic and the treasures, and it's not even all of it. Anyway, it's a lot, but I'm excited. I found a beautiful piece of fabric in my stash to stitch this on. It is a 28 count Stardust, Fabrics by Stephanie. I did put a little X in the top of my fabric so that I would know what's top and bottom. And dun dun dun, my little piddly start. Here we go. So it's one of those round lanterns right in the center. And I'm going to tell you, first I'm going to let you ooh and ah over this beautiful fabric because it's gorgeous. And then I'll fold this up and let you get kind of an up close look. Now, this actually took more work than you might think, because there is a lot of confetti in that lantern. But yeah. So fun. So I'm thinking about, because I need to get it done within the 4 years to be in the drawing, which I would like to be in the drawing. I do not have Lady of the Flag. I would need to break this up into manageable chunks. So I set myself a goal. So I just do a little bit every month. Yeah, so I'm not sure how I'm going to break that up yet, but that's on my to-do list. Those are all of my new starts, y'all. Wow. More starts than finishes, I'm sure, which is par for the course for me. So it is what it is, right? Okay, let's talk about some WIPS. So I have zoomed some, not as much as I would like to. And some of them have been kind of last minute. So thank you, friends, for putting up with my last minute shenanigans. Let's just get going on a couple of these. I got to Zoom with my friends on my Labyrinth Friends Zoom. That's Bobby from Pumpkin Creek Primitives, Carrie of Three Trail Stitchers, and then her lovely sister Sarah and her cousin Whitney joined us, and we had so much fun getting caught up. I love this group. They're fun. They talk about all of the things. We talk about movies and what are they reading and what are we up to, and we all love Disney, and we're planning a Disney trip together. So we have a good time when we get together. Lots of chit chat. here we are. You know, I only work on this when we Zoom. So this will be through in like 100 years. And I don't know why we spend any time, but we do every once in a while spend time speculating on what we'll stitch on next. I'm stitching this on a piece of 20 count Awakening. That is a Bestitch Me fabric. And here's where I am. And since the last time you have seen it, I believe, I worked on this worm and these bricks. That was what I was working on the other night when I was stitching with them. So I have saved the biggest issue for last. Ludo. He's huge. Bobby was really smart and stitched him first. And I think Carrie's actually been working on him a little bit. Maybe? I don't remember. But I know Bobby's done with him. And he took forever to get stitched. So, you know, I'm just setting myself up for that one. But yeah, there we are. Having fun like always. Stitching on that one. Love my time with those ladies. So, you know, you'll definitely be seeing progress on that over the year. Another one that I'm behind on, which is sort of irritating because I really made a big deal about making this like every month. I'm going to finish this because we want to finish Sir Thomas of Glendon Place this year. So yeah, this is Sir Thomas of Glendon Place. I don't see the chart, so I'll probably just pop a picture of him up here. I'm stitching on this with a bunch of lovely friends of mine, and we've all broken them down into 12 little chunks to finish each month, and everybody's doing them in whatever order works for them and whatever chunk size works for them. So here's where my guy is right now. So since you've seen him last, though, I did finish, I think I had finished my November and December, and his head area right here, this is all January. So I'm still in January land. But look how handsome this guy is. I'm stitching him on the called for fabric, which is a 28 count Jobelin. I think it's like China Pearl. I think that's right. Yeah. He's so fun. He's so sparkly, y'all. I wish you could get that full effect. But he lives on a roller frame. I love stitching on this. It works. It goes into my Lowry just fine. And I keep these, well, I've got it pulled up right now. But these little grime guards for the scroll rod. Melissa of Sheba Designs, who also makes beautiful bags. She made those. Yeah, there he is. So, he needs more work. He needs more attention. And I actually super enjoy stitching on him whenever I get him out. So I really need to just take care of business. But I do have some other things that are just bumping him out of the way. I don't know. Okay, what else have I been working on? This one will be a favorite. So sorry, I'm just going to pull this whole stack over here right now so I quit disappearing on y'all. All right, for this guy, we got a little bit of rain, so out came my Christmas moose. Hashtag Marty the Christmas Moose SAL. I am stitching him with Jen and Nancy of the Bougie Stitchers. He was their snow day stitch. He's my precipitation stitch because, you know, we get a little bit of snow around here and that's about it. So I love him. He was a kit from Panna, and I got a little bit of time done on him. Look how good he's looking, y'all. I'm stitching him on a piece of 32 count Arctic Blast by Seraphim Fabrics. And since the last time you all have seen him, I'm pretty sure I've done like most of this. Yeah. So most of that, and then I'll be moving on to the next page. This is a lot of filling, so this is gonna go pretty fast. It just hasn't been. We had a little sprinkles today, so technically I could have worked on him today, but did not. But I love him. He's so fun. He's so fun. All right, another one I worked on. This is what I worked on while I was cheering Ymir on during her marathon. This is the Civil Samplers by Rebel Stitcher Designs. I know there's a hashtag about this. I think it's like Civil Sampler SAL. Motor City Stitchers started that. I am stitching this one right here. If they don't give you a seat at the table, bring a folding chair. This is a quote from Shirley Chisholm. Shirley Anita Chisholm. That L in that name just throws me off a little bit. Obviously she was fabulous. And so, yeah, I'm working on that. And I stitched this in honor of my friend Ymir while she was running. I'm using Ymir silk for this, her Almond M&M silk. I think I'm just going to use these two. So this is Writer's Chair, and this one is, I think it's Berry Blue. It's my favorite. It's so beautiful. Yeah, and I'm stitching this on a piece of my friend Leanne Forbidden Fiber Co. This is a 40 count Under the Mistletoe. Very fun. So yeah, I did work on that while I was just cheering Ymir on and wishing her fabulous success. So this it's so delicate and little, and when in real life, I know it's really variegated and the border's hard for you to probably see on screen, but in real life it's really lovely. So I love that one. Yay, Ymir. Okay, another one. So this one was one of my WIP Go pulls for April. I have a WIP Go Walk of Shame this year. I say that jokingly, sort of. So basically, I made a WIP Go board, which is like a bingo board. It's come up with by Jessie Marie Does Stuff. If you want a full explanation of WIP Go, there's a Facebook group, and also you can go to Jessie Marie's FlossTube. I'll have that stuff linked down below. But basically, my WIP Go board this year consists of all of the WIPs that I did not put any stitches on in 2023. So one of my calls for April was a beautiful chart by my friend Julie, Kansas City Girl in the Colorado World. Her design company is Hemlock and Rye Stitchery, and she had put out a reproduction Thurza Priscilla Dawes. I'll pop a picture of it up here. Cool thing about this one is when Julie put this out, she charted it in 2 separate colorways. She did an original colorway, and I don't know exactly what she called the other colorway, but basically the original colorway was taken from the colors on the back of the piece that weren't sun damaged and faded, so they were very bright and vibrant and colorful. And then the second colorway was more muted, still beautiful, more traditional maybe, not literally traditional, because what was stitched was what was on the back, but just kind of what you're used to seeing for sort of sampler colors. So basically, I chose the colorful version from the back, and I'm stitching this on a piece of 32 count Duxbury by Fox and Rabbit. I knew this color palette was going to be perfect for this beautiful piece of fabric because it reminds me of the paper bark that artists in Mexico paint their very primary bright vibrant colors on, and it looks fabulous. So I knew I was gonna be in good shape with this fabric. And let's see, since you've seen it last, I think I put in a couple birds and this wild looking berry tree thing. I love it. It's cool. I love this color right here. It was great. Yeah. So I haven't put in my whole 2 Saturdays on that yet. So I'll need to do that this Saturday to wrap up. So I will put a little bit more progress into this one before I move on to my next WIP Go pulls for May, which I guess they'll be coming out, what is today? The 25th. So I don't remember if they come out today or in the next couple days. So I'll know what's on the docket for next month. Okay, another WIP. Oh, this one. This one, I'm gonna tell you what. This one is Happy Haunts by Good Morning Maui. I know I've told you a million times how much I adore this WIP. I adore this WIP, and I was so excited. I have been stitching on this on the 13th of every month, and then if it's had a 31st, which I haven't gotten to do that yet, I'm going to stitch on the 31st too. But I stitch on this for hashtag dark13 stitching. That is hosted by Michelle of Cozy Egg and Emily C. Eclectic Possessions. Yep, Emily C. Yeah, they host this Dark 13 stitching, and so that's what I've been working on. I love the Haunted Mansion ride from Disney World, and if you're not familiar with it, all of these little motifs are in the ride, basically, one way or another. So I was super excited, so excited to be finishing this second row. So I've only got one more row on top to go, right? And so since you've seen it last, I put in the candelabra that shakes. Now in the ride, there's like, a candelabra that floats back and forth. It's awesome. There's also a picture that says this, Tomb Sweet Tomb, with that kind of a picture frame. Of course, there's a knight in shining armor, all the things. I was so excited. I even put in the lettering, and this lettering here is the lyrics to the song Grim Grinning Ghosts. And so I was so excited, and I'm on Instagram, and I'm like, yeah, I finished the second row, 1 row to go. I'm like just overjoyed, right? Put my post up, going on about my business, and I'm like, oh, you know what? Let me see what I'm gonna get to work on next month. So I pulled the chart up, you know, on my iPad, and I was looking at it, and I'm like, oh, I see Master Gracie, and you know, and then I'm like, wait a minute. Wait a stinking minute. I missed that huge grandfather clock with the 13 and the little wiggly clock arms, which is definitely in the Haunted Mansion. You see it? Not there. So I'm really not done with the second row. And on the 13th of May, I'll be working on the grandfather clock, and I will not be moving on to the first row just yet. But oh, I am so close. I can taste it, literally. Like, I'm so close. But that was kind of a sad discovery. Whoops. I mean, I guess I'm glad I noticed it on the same day, and I didn't notice it on May 13th when I would have been like super excited about getting to start here, because I'm sure I would have noticed at that point, since I would be looking in that area. So I guess that's something to be thankful for, right? Okay. Another one I've just been working away on. This is a major goal of mine. This is one that you all know that I've been like tasked to. I want this finished by StitchCon. We'll see. This is going to be Touching the Autumn Sky by Mirabilia. I'll put a picture up of her here because I don't have her in my bag, because she is borrowed and she is out of print and she is rare, and I don't want anything to happen to her. So she's in a safe spot, which means she's not in my project bag. So yes, I've been working on her on Mondays for Mira Monday Stitching, hashtag Mira Monday Stitching, which is created and hosted by my friend Lisa of Cross by Floss. And basically the idea is on Monday, stitch on a Mira, stitch on a Nora, use the hashtag, share the beauty, right? So I'm going to have to amp this up and graduate to more than just Mondays to get this done before StitchCon, because it's almost May, y'all, and I have a small to stitch for StitchCon, and I have things to do. So I'm going to have to, like, you know, get the show on the road. But here we are. I've gotten a lot done since you've seen her last. I'm stitching this beauty on a piece of 28 count Snowdrifts fabric by Stephanie. I just love it. It looks like the sky. It was a little bit of a booger bear to be stitching on with all this white over here, because it's pretty light fabric. But since last you've seen it, I've added another shoe, and I have added this whole back. I can't even hold it up. What is my problem? Oh, I have a bad elbow. That's my problem. That's a whole nother story. Oh my word. Okay. So, yeah, so I've done all of this. Shoe and all of that since you've seen it last. I love it. Obsessed. It's gorgeous. I'm excited about this. It's playing with the color, but yeah, so good. I cannot wait. Can't wait to get this one done. So pretty. So you'll be seeing more of that, because like I said, I got to get the show on the road. Here's another one in the same boat. I have 2 borrowed charts in my possession, and both of them I've given myself StitchCon deadlines for. So here's going to be my second one. This is Strawberry Garden by Blackbird Designs. Love this one. This one does test the patience. There are some specialty stitches in this one. I'm stitching this on a piece of 40 count Fiber on a Whim Milk and Honey. And since you've seen this last, I have been busy, I believe. Wow. Okay, so I finally decided on a color for this Blackbird's wing. And what I actually did was, remember, I was having a hard time finding a sub for what it was supposed to be, because it was supposed to be something that just the dye lot had changed too much for it to make sense anymore. So it was supposed to be like, this was supposed to be the wing. And when I looked at the chart and I looked at people's other stuff stitched online, that was not the color. So I went to my LNS Stitchers and I went through all of the shelves with all of the fancy floss on it, and I found Blueberry by Gentle Arts. That was the closest thing I found to all the pictures I had seen online and the chart itself. So I'm very happy with the wing choice. And I've just been busy, y'all. I finished this urn. I do need to fix a stitch right here. This urn was challenging because this is like a bunch of little tiny straight stitches. I mean, it is on 40 count. There's about like 4 for each little square, like boom, boom, boom. And then sometimes it might be boom, boom, boom this way. So it's a mix of horizontal and vertical to give you kind of like this baskety situation. So that was a challenge. All of these little leaves are lazy daisies. These little berries are Smyrna crosses. This is like a buttonhole stitch for that one. So it does just take a lot of time. I was able to extend my border up here. I've been very busy over here. Yeah, I'm working on it, but I'm going to tell you what, I have to do a little bit of time and take a break because I can only do so many of those lazy daisies without needing to take a little break. But it's gorgeous. I'm super excited about it. I definitely think this is what I'm going to have framed when I'm done. If I could get my act together, maybe I could get it framed in time to take to StitchCon, but we'll see. Yeah, it's beautiful. Yeah, and I really appreciate my friend letting me borrow this because, and it's not easy to find. And yeah, it's great. It's great. I love it. Love it. But it's definitely a labor of love. So don't be, if you ever come across it and you're able to stitch it, you know, don't let that scare you, but also just be prepared. It's a little, like I said, it's a labor of love. Okay, I did get to do a couple Zooms with my Hawk Run Hollow friends. Yay, I am stitching Halloween at Hawk Run Hollow by Carriage House Samplings. Hashtag Halloween at HRH SAL. I'm stitching with this with my friend Bobby, Pumpkin Creek Primitives, Leanne, Forbidden Fiber Co., Sam, Sammy Liz, Justine of X's and Hoes, Sarah, Big Red Human Crafter, Zamia, serrannastitches. Am I missing somebody? I hope I'm not missing anybody. So we did get to Zoom since you've seen this last. Here we are. There's my beauty. I'm stitching this on a piece of 32 count Heather by Picture This Plus. I am working in that big middle block. And since you've seen it last, let's talk about what I've done. I believe I fully finished that cauldron. I finished my last lick of a flame here the other day. I put in another bat. I put some legs on a spider, and I put a witch's arm in that poor pitiful frog she's dumping in that cauldron. Yeah, so anyway, it's moving along. It's moving along. Maybe this year I'll get that middle block done. We'll see. We'll see. But this is one of those that when I start stitching on it, I just want to keep stitching on it. Yeah, I can very happily just finish that. Very happily. Okay, another one that I think I've stitched on at least twice since I've seen you all is another stitch along Zoom that I do with my friends from Table 4 from the Queen City Stitch Retreat. We are stitching Praiseworthy Stitches Going to Grandma's. So Table 4 was myself, Jordan the Tattooed Stitcher, Amber Rogue Mama Stitcher, Bernadette of Burn Stitches, Denise of Black Ribbon Stitch Studio, Deb Stitches of Heritage, and Lisa Cross by Floss. We had a fabulous time at Queen City back in the fall, and we started this one together, and we've been able to Zoom a couple times. The first time, I think, or the last time, I don't know. Basically, Bernadette, Jordan, and I, and Denise. And then last weekend, it was Bernadette and Jordan and I. And Lisa was just finally able to get her pattern after a thing with that. So she's going to be joining us soon. But here I am. Here's some progress. Since you've seen this last, I've done a lot up in here. That's where I've been working. I am stitching this on a piece of 36 count Very Perry Winter by Fiberlicious Yummy Fibers, and I am loving it. It's so fun. I was chit-chatting with the girls, and I did have to do a little frogging because I miscounted something, but I caught it pretty quick. So I didn't get too far. I just tried to add another scallop where there shouldn't have been. But yes, it's fun. I was kind of stitching along and I'm like, why do we have this big break right here? And then I pulled up the chart and lo and behold, I'm pretty sure that's Grandma up there on that balcony. So yeah, Grandma will be getting added pretty soon, which is fitting since we're going to Grandma's and, you know, all of the things. So get her done first. I'm gonna do the top and then I'm gonna work my way down. So I'm really enjoying that. It lives in one of my very favorite project bags that my sister-in-law has made, Rivertown Designs US. I love this project bag so much. These little kids are so stinking cute, are they not? Just look at them. Love them, love them, love them. All right. Oh, another one. Here comes an oldie but a goodie to you all. This was one that was called one of my WIP Go Walk of Shames. It is Strawberry Garden, another one by Owl Forest Embroidery. I purchased the kit long time ago. Not long time ago, but probably a couple years ago. And I didn't really ever do very much on it. But since I've been working on it in April for my WIP Go Walk of Shame, I finished that center medallion and I think it's really pretty. I love it. I'm stitching this on the kit fabric, which is just a nice neutral linen. And I'm using the Owl Forest floss, which is just beautiful overdyed like DMC based floss, but it's pretty stuff. Yeah, it's really pretty. I'm really happy with my progress on it. I was watching Julie from Kansas City Girl in a Colorado World. I was watching her yet. She just came out with a video a couple days ago, and she's talking about Owl Forest embroidery and about it's interesting to see. She does the same thing I do. So if she's using the kit fabric, they don't really give you a huge margin, and I don't really know how much margin they give you, and I'm not really sure like the conversion of the measurements and such. So to be safe with Owl Forest embroidery, when I'm doing one of their kits on their linen, I do a center start just because. Julie talked about somebody she knew who did not do it a center start, and I don't know what kind of margin they gave themselves in the top corner, but they ran out of room. So just something to think about if you are ever stitching one of these Owl Forests on the kit fabric. I mean, there's probably a very simple way if you wanted to do some mathing that you could figure out if you had the sufficient fabric for whatever size margin you would like. I just don't think they allow for what is probably typical for a lot of stitchers. That's what I suspect. All right, another really fun one. Okay, this one is called Things I Know for Certain by M. Kissa Creations. I'm going to put a pop-up in here about this. This is based off one of my favorite movies, Practical Magic. I've talked about this one before. I'm trying to prep this one so that I can finish it at StitchCon. So I'm stitching this on a piece of 32 count Melissa by Under the Sea Fabrics. I love the saying. It says, always throw, what does it say? Always throw spilled salt over your left shoulder. Keep rosemary by your garden gate. Plant lavender for luck and fall in love whenever you can. And at the bottom, you know, there are these umbrellas and all of the witches from the movie in them. And so that's all straight up fill in. So basically what I'm doing right now is I am outlining, so that when I'm at StitchCon, I can just do fill in. And if I don't have to count and I shouldn't mess anything up, and then I can just visit with friends and stitch along. I did change some things. I am not doing this multicolored or with called for colors. I am doing it all monochromatic. I'm using a color Thistle Purple by Gloriana. It's a silk. It's gorgeous. It's a very dark purple with a lot of like browns in it. I'm loving it. I love working with Gloriana. Only thing about Gloriana is it's hard to get your hands on. Sometimes you can't find the color you need for a very long time. So I bought several skeins of that before I started the project. I wasn't really sure how much I would need. So I'm in good shape with that. But that is a goal of mine, to get prepped for StitchCon. So you'll probably see more of that next month. And I think this is my last WIP. Whew, because I'm tired of talking. All right, so this one is a stitch along hosted by Liz Matthews. Hashtag Hello Dimension Sal. We are stitching the Coffee Shop, which is a Dimensions Gold Petite stitch. And basically what's happening is every couple weeks, Liz is assigning us a new section. So when last you saw it, I had finished section 1 and started section 2. She is up to section 5, I believe. I don't think she's come out with 6 yet. So I'm desperately trying to catch up. So here I am. When last you saw it, I had this middle window done and I was starting on the door. So all the red, that was basically the second section. I kind of did above and beyond because you didn't have to do up here or I think this row down here, but I just went on and did it because, you know, it was the same color and I was worried about running out of this color, and I think I'm good. So thank you to the nice friend viewer that offered to send me something. I think I'm going to be good. I appreciate it. I was just really stressed and I had to do some frogging and I was afraid I wasn't going to have enough, but I think I'm going to have enough. And then the third portion was this sled and the presents and the little sack of feed that was on top of that. First, second, third. Fourth section is this across the top, this sign across the top. So I've got to finish filling this in and I've got a little border to do right up here. And then for this part, she did go on and do the back stitching. So I will do the back stitch to make those letters pop right along there. And then the next section is some greenery. So it's like a Christmas tree that's right here, some greenery that's right here, a wreath on this door, and a wreath on this yet to be stitched door. So yeah, I'm just working away on this one. I feel good. I'm gonna get this one caught up and keep moving. What's really helping me, this is really helping me, this system that I modified and was inspired by from Catherine, the Needleberry Stitcher. If you ever want some good pointers on how to manage kitting and using the floss from Dimensions kits, Catherine has a whole, like a tutorial, a floss tube about it. So go to Needleberry Stitcher and check it out. What I've done to make my life easier, because I was doing a lot of flipping back and forth from the key, trying to figure out what I'm doing here, was I took these fabulous playing cards that were gifted to me by a new stitcher that I met at Stitch New England. Her name is Sarah K. I think it's Sarah K Stitches maybe on Instagram. I'll put her down here. So thanks, Sarah. I'm using your cards for sure. And I made little stickers for these. And I indicate on the stickers like the symbol and the color of the symbol, and then if it's a full cross or a half cross, and how many strands of floss I'm using, and the number. And that way, when I'm looking at my chart and I get to a shamrock symbol, I'm like, oh, I need 2 strands of floss, and I'm going to do a full X of that color. And it's on the floss card, right? It's helping speed things along so much. I'm so grateful to Catherine for all of those fabulous ideas. So, gosh, that's all my WIPS, and I've been talking for an hour, just like a wild person, right? I've been 90 to nothing. Okay, let's see. Let me see what's going on. So that is all the stitching that I have finished in the past month. Let's talk about the giveaway. So I did a giveaway because I was gifted some beautiful charts by Christy, Salty Stitcher Designs, and I just knew that with spring coming, someone was going to love to stitch this sunflower. So thank you to everyone that commented and was interested in this chart. If you don't win it, I believe this is available like from Hoffman. Maybe your LNS can get it. Just look for it online, Salty Stitcher Designs, okay? Christy was actually, I think she had her charts at the Stitch West in April. Another person that I would love to hang out with. So let's see. The winner of the sunflower chart is, it's Nanette. So Nanette, I believe, has won before, but Nanette, if you could please just instant message me or message me on Instagram with your shipping information. I'll be happy to pop this in the mail to you. I actually met Nanette in person last fall. She was volunteering at our Delta Fair here in Memphis, and she was taking in submissions from stitchers for the fair for the contest. And so I got to meet her and talk to her for a little bit, and she is absolutely lovely. So congratulations, Nanette. I am so happy that I get to send this to you. Now, you know, I did a giveaway before for market, like, what do you want for your favorite market thing, right? 20 bucks, favorite chart. And my person, I think it was Renee somebody, I'll pop that up here too. Yeah, I haven't heard from them. So Renee, if you're out there, and Renee, R-E-N-E-E, Myers, M-E-Y-E-R-S, 2503, holler at me, okay? Because I'd love to send you something from your market wish list. Okay, let's talk about some plans and some events coming up. Okay, a few things. First of all, I would like to say that on this Saturday, my friend Leanne, Forbidden Fiber Co., it is a local yarn store day. I'm going to put her graphic up here that she's been posting on Instagram. If you are able and you're in the area and you can stop in, head over to her studio. It's going to be a lot of fun. Okay, go check that out. I'm very excited for Leanne. I wish I could be there. But my mom and my stepdad are in town, and so I'm going to be hanging out with them and, you know, doing the things. So I'm happy they're in town. I haven't gotten to see them in a while. So, but go up to Forbidden Fiber Co. up in Brighton, Tennessee, and local yarn store day. Yeah, go check that out. Another big thing that's happening this Saturday is Gary and Ronnie of GaRon Toten Bags. They are having the grand opening of their brick and mortar store down in Ozark, Alabama this Saturday. Congratulations, you two. I'm so happy for you all. I'm so excited. I have loved following along. I love all of your pictures of how great the store is looking and how much fun everything is. And so I'm very excited. So congratulations, you two. That's fabulous. Actually, Leanne and Zan and we are planning a girls trip to head down to visit the store in July. So we're going to head down there and spend the night and, you know, hang out the store and sit at the table and do some stitching and visit and just soak up all the goodness. So we are excited about having another LNS out there. That's very, very exciting. Okay, another exciting thing, Dovo scissors. If you haven't heard of Dovo scissors before, they're pretty fabulous. They are sharp and beautiful and well made overseas. Where are they made? Germany, I think, maybe. And so here's the thing. Dovo scissors. Couldn't get them, right? Like, I heard about them and then I started looking for them, and then, oh, I can't find them anywhere. And oh my goodness, why not? These are wonderful scissors. They're super sharp, pointy tips. They're lovely. And so that was a bummer, right? And then at Galleria, I went into the Silver Needle booth, and Silver Needle is an LNS based out of Tulsa, Oklahoma. And I was able to find, they had a few pairs of Dovos left. Sorry, they were like an anniversary edition that were specially made by the Dovo factory for the Silver Needle. So apparently the Dovo factory was not in operation because there was some equipment issues and people weren't wanting to continue the business, and they made other kinds of scissors. I think they made like barber scissors and things like that, but the embroidery scissors were not going to be being made anymore. But apparently something has changed. Yay. So as far as I know, this is the only place I've heard they're available, but the Silver Needle in Tulsa is taking pre-orders for 2 types of Dovo scissors, and they'll be available, I don't remember if it's June or July, but you can go to the Silver Needle website and find the information there, or you can just call them. They're very nice, and they help me over the phone, and put your pre-order in, and then you'll get them this summer. So if you've ever wanted some or you're interested in them, I can say I love my pair. I love my pair. They're in a project bag somewhere because I use them all the time. They are very sharp tip. So if you do things like heart hanger, or you're like my friend Jordan, Tattoo Stitcher, who does a pin stitch and she snips, cuts from the front. So she needs that very sharp, pointy tip. This may be something that you'd want to try out. So yeah, go check them out. But I believe the information's on their website. And I just wanted to let people know that, because I saw that and I was super excited about it. And I put in a pre-order for a pair because I love scissors. Okay, let's see what else I want to talk about. All right, plans. Okay, so plans. Obviously, I'm trying to get Strawberry Garden and Touching the Autumn Sky done before I head to StitchCon. And StitchCon is the, like the first-ish week, second, I don't know, StitchCon weekend A in June. That means I am rapidly running out of time. That means I'm going to be focusing a lot on those two things in the next month, which happens to be May. Which happens to be Mirabilia. And if I tell you I have something I want to stitch for Mirabilia, I am not joking. So Mirabilia is hosted by my friend Lisa of Cross by Floss. She does a Mirabilia and a Nora November. And basically it's like, she does her own thing. You know, she might stitch on WIPS, or she might have new starts, or she might make a combination of, I need to watch her latest FlossTube, but sometimes she does like, oh, I'm going to do this new start this week and this WIP, and she does like a whole vlog style thing, and it's a lot of fun to watch. My take on a Mirabilia last year was, I'm pretty sure I just worked on Mira WIPs, like one WIP a week. That was my plan. Mirabilia for this coming up May. I've got to get Touching the Autumn Sky finished. But when I tell you all that Mermaid of the Pearls is screaming at me from her project bag, I am not exaggerating too much. Like, I am dying to work on her. So once I get, but I'm being very strong. And once I get Touching the Autumn Sky done, I am immediately hopping over to work on Mermaid of the Pearls, because she's one of my older Mira WIPs, and I love her. And I want to get her done, and I want to get some good progress on her, and I just want to spend some time working on her. So that's what I'm thinking of, excuse me, for May. In addition, I really need to figure out what I'm doing for my Smalls Exchange for StitchCon. If you're not familiar with the Smalls Exchange, the idea is you stitch something, and usually the retreat gives you a certain parameter. I think StitchCon's like 6 inches by 6 inches, as I think is their parameters for a small. And then you finish it, and then you package it in a bag that reflects like the theme of what you stitch. So like if you stitch Halloween, you would put it in a Halloween bag, and Christmas in a Christmas bag, that sort of idea. So the person that is choosing yours when their number is called, if they don't celebrate Christmas or Halloween, then they don't pick that, you know what I mean? So yeah, so that's the idea. And then people usually put a little or a lot more than the small that you stitch in the bag. They might put snacks or notions or a project bag or whatever, just to make it a nice little fun package for somebody. So I really enjoy participating in the Smalls Exchange. I think it's special to have things that other stitchers have spent their time and energy creating. And so I really like to do that. So that means, of course, the only way to participate in the Smalls Exchange is you have to stitch something. So I've got to buckle down and figure out what I'm going to do. I have some contenders. I'm leaning towards, like I said, I'm leaning towards a Biscorn U, just because I know I can really get that finished appropriately and in time. But then I also picked up these cool boxes, which I had left in my car because it was pouring down rain when I came in my house this afternoon. But I picked up these wooden boxes that were on clearance at Joann's today, and they're about 6 by 6, and they just have like a hinge top on them, and they're a little bit recessed, and I could stitch something and set it right down in there. So that's an option too. So I'm not really sure. So I've got to settle down and pick something and get started on my smalls. In addition to that, I do like to do kind of like a giveaway to people that come over and say hi at retreats. Last year, I don't know if you remember, but I did a bunch of scissor bobs for people, for everybody. There are 300 attendees each weekend at StitchCon. What I'm thinking of for my giveaway this year, I'm going to try to make 300 of them. We will see. We will see. I will do my best to get as close as I can. And the other thing is that I need to figure out a table gift for the table that I'm going to be sitting with. And then I want to make a few things, which I have an idea for this as well, for some friends that I'm going to see there. And so that's like that's a lot. That's a lot of stuff. And also in May, I'm going to spend the weekend up at my sister-in-law's to celebrate her birthday. We're having a girls' weekend up there. That's the one, the Rivertown Designs US, that does the project bags. And Memorial Day weekend, I'm going to the beach. And so already the month seems like super busy. There's tons going on, right? And that's another thing. I was thinking about my beach trip this year, so it's going to be significantly different. We usually go to the same place every year. It's my whole family. We do the same stuff. This year, because of some different schedules that are going on, it's not going to be the same trip. It is going to be, we're going to a different town. We are still staying on the beach, but it's just going to be my daughter and son-in-law and 2 grandsons and I. So we're heading down Memorial Day weekend, and I'm super excited about it. It's going to be so fun to have those boys down at the beach. But it's let me think about my beach project. So let me see if I can find my beach project, because I need some opinion on this. All right. So if you're familiar, for the past, I think about 3 years now, I've had a beach project. Like I said, go to the same place every year, do the same thing. I've been stitching on the same project. My project is Uncle Sam by Kathy Barrick. Okay. I only stitch on this at the beach. And you know, when I first started it, I was a newer stitcher, and it is on linen. It's on, I think it's like Fiber on a Whim Stars Hollow blend. Sorry, 32 count Stars Hollow by R&R. So here's where we are. Here's where I got last year. Got that whole big moon done, right? And so my thing's always like, it smells like the beach, y'all. My thing's always like, okay, I've stitched on this every year at the beach, Memorial Day weekend. But I'm going to be at a different beach on a different trip with a different, not everybody's going to be there. So my question is, do I stitch on it this Memorial Day? Do I skip it? I mean, am I being silly? I'm probably being silly. I'm sentimental silly like that though. I don't know. And then I'm like, well, I mean, what if I do skip it? But what if this ends up being our new beach? What if I don't get to go back for a few more years? What if things in life change and we're not all doing the same thing on the same weekend anymore? So I don't have that same trip every year. What if, right? So should I stitch on it? Hey, weigh in on that. How do y'all feel about that? I mean, I'm conflicted. Like, I don't know. I don't know what to do. I've been thinking about it. So, I mean, like, oh, it feels weird. It feels weird to consider doing it, but then it also feels strange to consider not doing it, because it is still a Memorial Day weekend beach trip, and I'm going to be sitting on the beach, and I'm going to be doing some stitching. So do I stitch on my project? I mean, I make my own rules. I make these rules, but I am sort of, agonizing is a dramatic word, but I am sort of just conflicted about it. So I would love to hear what you all thought. I just need to be like, whatever, Sarah, you're being ridiculous. That's probably what y'all are going to say, which is fine. Just let me know. Okay, let's see. Oh, all right. So I have a new giveaway. My sweet, sweet friend, Colleen, Rebel Stitcher Designs. Remember how I said her market releases were fabulous? I was obsessed. So proud of her. So happy for her. She sent me a couple to give away to you all, and I'm so excited. I'm not going to give them both away right now. I think I'm going to give away this one, and then I'll give away the other one next month. Let's just kind of spread the love a little bit. So this was my favorite. This was her market hit, and this week was Earth Day, so this is relevant, right? Let's Root for Each Other by Rebel Stitcher Designs. If you want to stitch this, send me type a comment, just say root. Okay, root. So you could say something about a root, like, are you working on your garden? Or do you have a cause that you're excited about or that you want to root for? Or a friend that you're cheering on about something? You know, you're welcome to let me know what's up. I'm thinking about doing a stitch along with this one. It's kind of percolating because I want to stitch this, and I think this would be a fun stitch along to do. I don't know if anybody else has talked about doing one yet. I haven't heard that, but I'm also admittedly not completely caught up on my FlossTube. I'm just going to tell you that. But I'd have to come up with a hashtag and think about it. But if you want to stitch this one, regardless, whether I decide to do a stitch along or not, root. That's the word to use, okay? And I'll send that to you, you know, after I film my next FlossTube, which hopefully will be in a couple weeks. That's the game plan, y'all. All right, so I had a new giveaway. I'll let y'all know what my plans are. I do have some stitchy kindness, and I do have a haul. And I do have like a significant thing in my haul that I am very excited about. So let's deal with, oh, and I have a little needlepoint progress to share too. I'll do that at the very end because I know some of you all are not remotely interested in needlepoint, and that's fine. That's fine. Okay, let's see. Stitchy kindness. Let's just start there. This is very exciting. My sister-in-law came in town, Rivertown Designs US. She makes beautiful bags. Check her out on Etsy. Here's her name, her information, all the things. She made her first project holder. Oh my gosh. It's so nice and thick and well padded. It's got Velcro. Look at this. I love it. So this is a big pocket. Of course, that's a vinyl for your chart if you want to put it in there, or if you want to put your chart in here because you don't want the vinyl to get hot on your chart, which is what I will do. I'll slide my chart in here, and then I can put my fabric and my floss. She made a sweet little orc catcher that snaps together, but it also has the felt on the inside, so you could use that. If you want to leave it flat, I guess you could use it for like a thread bed, whatever you want to do. This is beautiful. I love the colors. These are some of my favorite colors. The fabric is gorgeous. It's really pretty. She did a great job. She did a great job. This is her first one. It's so nice. So nice. So she's thinking about if this is something you're interested in her doing for you, she would be happy to work with you on like a custom, like a certain kind of fabric, or she's thinking about just taking like orders for these, not just having them ready made on her site, because I know they are a lot of work. I'm sure she doesn't want to make some and then just be stuck with them if people just didn't, you know what I mean, or whatever. It's great. Thank you. I appreciate it so much. I love it. And now I'm excited I can put projects in it because you all have seen it. But go check that out. So my friend Zan, she has a birthday next month, and when she loves bees, and we've stitched bee stuff for her before, so she very kindly ordered some fabric for us to split. Fabrics by Stephanie Juniper, because this is the called for fabric for this gorgeous new market release, Botanical Bee, which we are going to start for Zan's birthday next month. So while we were together at our LNS Stitchers here in Memphis the other weekend, we went on and got it all kitted up, and it's beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So I'm excited about that. Very excited to start that with Zan for her birthday. I'll have to ask her when we're going to start it. She's the boss. It's her birthday stitch along. So I'm excited about that. Zan also loves to go to estate things, and so she picked up this very cool book for me, and it was interesting because I was talking to Jan, our shop owner. This one was stamped from an old LNS way back in the 90s. Not there anymore. Julie's Needle Art Shop. Thought that was fun. Super, super fun. So that was nice. Thank you, Zan. And she also saw some stuff at our Southern Vintage store, and she got me, I guess, the other half of my my turkey salt and pepper shaker. So thank you, Zan. And then in the mail, I know you all have seen before, Kathy on Instagram, she sent a bunch of charts before, and she sent some more, and she sent this beautiful, beautiful card that she made. I love it. It's just fabulous. It's like stamped. Thank you, Kathy. This is just beautiful, beautiful. And she sent me some really cute things. I'm going to show you some of them. Some of them I might end up doing some giveaways, and some of them I'm going to stitch. Like this Artful Offerings Rocking Horse Holiday. Oh, I love that one. And this is a cute Lizzie Kate. And a Shannon Christine. All right. What else we got? Oh, look at this. Oh, it's a spring and a summer. Annie Bees. And, oh, I love this one by Blackbird. So cool. And this one is, Carolyn Manning. And I love this one. It's so cool. Look at all those DMC colors on the back of this. Ooh, it's a lot, but I love this one. I think that one is so cute. I want to do that. So, oh my gosh, she sent me just a bunch of these great charts. So thank you, Kathy, so much. I'll either be doing a giveaway with the ones that I'm not going to stitch, or I might pass them out at my Stitch Together, or take them to a retreat and share the love. So I really appreciate that, Kathy. That's very, very nice of you. And I love this card. It's beautiful. So thank you. That was my like stitchy kindness, and that was so nice, y'all. So you know what's left. Haul and needlepoint. Haul. Well, it's a good bit of haul. It's more than a month worth of haul, because last time I just showed you Nashville haul. So my first thing that I'm very, very, very excited about, and I think I might do a little short video. I mean, they've already been done, but maybe not my take on it, but look what I got. This is the Velky Patoki lap stand. I think it's like a mini or something. I don't know the exact. Basically, you all, I mean, usually you order them and you have to wait several months to get it, but I had been keeping an eye on the Hobby House website. Hobby House is located up in New York, and they carry these sometimes, and I kept missing them, and then dun, 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 I saw it, and I love this. I love this so much. So when I stitch at home, I use my Lowry stand, but I don't love my Lowry stand for my smaller WIPS. I love my Lowry stand if I'm stitching something in an 11 by 11 Q-snap or on my roller frame. But when it comes to a smaller, like an 8 by 8 or 6 by 6, I just tend to hold those in my hand because it's kind of just awkward to deal with that small thing. Not with this. This is perfect. I can sit a pillow on my lap on the couch and put my feet up on the ottoman, stick my little Q-snap right up in here, and voila, I'm stitching. I am going to town. I love it. I do find that this area, I can obviously drop it down. I wish it was a little bit deeper, because when I put my Q-snap in there, it doesn't hold it great. But if I use a Nurge hoop in there, oh, perfection. Perfection. It holds this thing tight as a drum. Like, I'm super excited about this combination. So I'm loving this. I am loving this. I'm going to take this with me to StitchCon instead of my Lowry stand. It's much more compact, easier for me to deal with, and I can just set it up on my table where I'm sitting and stitch away. So as much as I love my Lowry stand, it is staying at home for this StitchCon trip. Okay, that's my biggest, happiest piece of haul. Yes, for sure. Let me just kind of, sorry, I know that was loud. Oh my gosh, where to start? Okay, I'm just going to start. All right, so I got my Fabric of the Month Club. I think this is for April. This is Fabrics by Stephanie. I am in this club through GaRon Stitchery, and it's 6 months is Fabrics by Stephanie, 6 months is Seraphim. This month, it was Juniper, which I just got a piece of, so I love it. It's a beautiful color. I'm excited about that. Somehow I canceled all my Fabric of the Month, and now I've got more again. I don't know how that happens, right? This is a Fabric of the Month by Oak Crown Studios. That's my sweet friend, Fiber Arts Amy. You can find her on Instagram and FlossTube. This one is called Forest Floor. I love how Amy writes a whole, like, what inspired her about this color, or what she thinks you could use this color for. I am in her club for a Lugana. It is a 32 count. I just wanted to up my Lugana stash. I just don't have a lot of Lugana, and I do enjoy stitching on it, and I do like the way my stitches lay for mirrors on that. Now, I just got this in the mail the other day. Shannon Bromo on Instagram. She is the Soda Stitcher, Soda like Minnesota, on FlossTube. And I'm just going to say, she's been gone for, I mean, close to 2 years, I think, and I've missed her. She recently, within the last week, posted a WIP parade. It is on my to-be watched list. I am very excited to spend some time with Shannon, because I love Shannon's stitching. I like her WIPs. But I guess when she decided to reinvigorate things, she did a D-Stash. So she has a D-Stash account on Instagram, and I picked up 2 things from her. This from Little House Needleworks. I thought that was sweet. I don't know, I'd have to figure out how to do that, but it's some sort of like a pocket thing and a needle book, and there's not directions for finishing, just the charts are in there. It was an exclusive from Nashville 2009. And then I was excited to get this one. This is a punch needle pattern by Teresa Kogut. Isn't that adorable? I love that. I love that. So this only calls for a couple fancy flosses and the rest are done in DMC. I want to do this one for punch needle. Very, very pretty. So welcome back, Shannon. You were missed. If you guys did, if y'all do not know who Shannon is, go check out the Soda Stitcher on FlossTube. I'm going to link her down below too. Now, Nora came out with a beautiful new release on Mirabilia, a Mirabilia Eve release. I love it, and I ordered it immediately with the whole bundle from my Mirabilia dealer, Mindy Daigle, over on Facebook. This is the Sea Merchant's Wife. Oh, and I just love her. And there's a whole story in here about her waiting for her sea merchant husband, and it's gorgeous. And so Mindy got that. I ordered the chart from her and the bead pack, and she also has some GaRon water lilies. Those are silks. Aren't they beautiful? Now, this chart calls for 3 skeins of one of these water lilies. However, the model stitcher said she only used 2, and it's of the sable, but would recommend 3 if you were gonna just do some like fussy cutting and only use certain parts of the floss, but otherwise you could get away with 2. So Mindy bundled them as 2. If you wanted to get 3, you were welcome to. I did not, because I have some of this color left over from Miss Christmas Eve. So if I were to run into any sort of issue, I already had it. But I mean, I think you should pretty much be able to go with what the model stitcher said, since they just stitched it, you know. Okay, what else do we have here? This is like a surprise to me too. Oh, been waiting on these since market. Funky Chickens by Satsuma Street. Did you all see these? These are so cute. I am excited to finish these. I need to track down this felt, and I am going to stitch these up. And they are so funny. Like on the bottom, they say like, what the cluck? They say a few other things. Oh, for cluck's sake, and something like, what's up, chicken butter? I don't know. They're funny though. I love these. I think they're super cute. So I'm excited. And they are charted. I think they're charted in DMC is what I think they're charted in. I don't want to pull them out of that, but yeah. So I ordered that quite a while back and just have been waiting on it to come. One day I was just feeling like ordering some kits. And I was thinking I had some on my wish list, and I'm like, I was seeing some of the ones on my wish list disappear, like not available anymore. And I'm like, okay, if any of these 3 become out of print, I can't get them anymore, I'm going to be upset. So I bought them. So I got this one, and these, I had these on my 1, 2, 3 stitch wish list. These geese by Riolis. These geese remind me of the geese that are like wearing the bonnets and strutting around. I think it's in 101 Dalmatians, that animated Disney movie. Beautiful, nice kit. I just love them. I think they're so cute. I've wanted to start this next one forever. I saw Rocio at Kokohama Stitchery working on this one. Red Mermaid. Isn't she gorgeous? This is an RTO kit. I have not stitched an RTO kit before. I do have a few. With all the floss comes. And I don't know if I'll use that black Ada or not. Probably not, but she's gorgeous. And then last but not least, you know, Christy that I was talking about earlier from 901 Stitchers, she finished this one with the exception of the back stitching. It is so gorgeous. I love these chickadees with the lilacs. So, yeah, just had to have. So, I got some fabric in that I had ordered. I had made a special order for some fabric. I have been on the hunt for something to stitch these Nora Corbett, these forest mushrooms on, or these little, and I want to make them a mini Mira, so I was wanting to stitch them like on a 40 count. So I special ordered some fabric from Fiberlicious Yummy Fibers, and I got Fern Fairy I think I'm going to try it. It's not this green, but I did see some. I did finally get to stop down in Mississippi. I had to chase my ortho doctor down there because of my elbows. That's a whole nother story. But I did finally get to stop into our next nearest LNS from Memphis, FAD Needlework down in Mississippi. They were so nice, Miranda and her mom Lisa, and I found a beautiful piece of fabric down there. It was a Swigard, I think, agave. I almost ordered it, but then I was like, I really should do a floss toss on this Fern Fairy first, since I ordered it and did all the things. So if it doesn't bring me joy, then I might be trying to get some of that agave in a higher count. So, all right, what else do I have in here? What else do I have? Oh, a couple little fun older things that I've added to my stash. This was off, I think, Carrie's Last Stitch. I know I've talked about that Etsy shop before. Sometimes I find some good stuff on there. And I found this Plum Street Samplers Toil and Trouble. And it was all the floss was with it. And I thought, well, I love that. I think that's cute. And it was priced really nicely. So I picked that up. Something not priced quite as nicely, but oh, wait a minute. Let me show you the rest from Carrie's Last Stitch that I got. I forgot. I got this one. And I think when I'm through with it, if my friend Justine doesn't have it, I'm going to pass it on to her. This is Mr. Turkey by Needle, what is Downa's thing called? By the Bay Needle Art. And this one is so creepy. Spooky Hill. It's a headless horseman, but look at this. Like, ooh, creepy, right? I think I was having a Halloween vibe. I love cockatoos. So this is Major Mitchell, Ross Originals. I don't know that I'll ever stitch that, y'all, but I just had to have him. And this one's called Lavender Wings, Counted Cross Stitch Designs. This is Santa's Helper. And yeah, it's Carrie's Last Stitch is the name of the Etsy shop. Isn't that pretty? I like that. So, found some sweet things on there. That's the second time I've ordered from her shop. I like her shop. Like I said, I was feeling a little spooky, and a primitive needle. There's probably only two or three more primitive needles left that I don't have that I'm interested in, but I was able to get this one when it came up recently. This is Moonsick. The primitive needle, the designer for the primitive needle has passed away, and her family is not like releasing or putting these things out there. So you just basically can only find them on the secondhand market. Some of them are like terribly, terribly expensive. This one wasn't terrible. But I love this. I just think it's, I've seen people stitch that. Some of my friends have stitched that, and I think it's so fun. So got that one. Sometimes on those charts in particular though, primitive needle, people do shady stuff. So just be careful and try to purchase things from a reputable buyer, and so you don't get some photocopy of, or pirated, or, whatever junk that you pay a lot of money for. What else do I have here? Oh, what is this? Oh, I ordered some things from Hollis Hands Creates. I had never ordered from them before. Whoops. I knew that was going to happen. I feel like I talked about this already. I did talk about this already. I'm not going to talk about this again. I'm so sorry. I think I just got some old haul mixed in with new haul. That's a problem because I don't know what I've talked about before and what I haven't. I don't think I've talked about this before. I got my quarterly club from Rebel Stitcher Designs. Colleen at Rebel Stitcher. She does a quarterly club, which she does like an original needle minder, and then she puts some fun things in it with it. So this one says, I'm not for everyone. That's a cactus. That's fun. And she packaged it all in like greens. And then we've got this little funny cactus pen. And a bunch of fun stickers. And then a beautiful skein of floss from my friend Leanne at Forbidden Fiber Co. that says, I'm not for everyone. I love it. So I love Colleen's little quarterly club. It's really just a fun little treat a few times a year. just fun. So fun. I've got some fabric. I don't know if I've shown that or not. What else do I have? I've got my April bag of the month from GaRon Tote Bags. Beautiful. 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 And what is this stuff? Let me see, because some of this I might have already shown. I think I did show some of this already. What else do we have in here? Oh, Leanne Forbidden Fiber Co. She came out with another little kit. She does this, you know, she comes out with the great fan kits. So this was a new Outlander one. She's got a new Bridgerton one coming out to celebrate the new Bridgerton. She, you know, she's always doing something fun. So cute, cute bag with a fun zipper pull, with a nice zipper pull. Yeah, little like Celtic knot design. And this one. And so these little kits, they're not like a box, they are like literally a kit. So they come with a chart, fabric, floss, and a needle minder. So Give My Spirit is the name of that chart. Some beautiful floss. The color fabric, I got 32 count tumbleweed. And then my favorite thing about this box is the needle minder. This kit is a needle minder this time. It's beautiful. I love it. It's like a wax seal sort of situation going on. Oh, it's beautiful. I love it. Love that. Love that. That was fun. I think that's it, guys. Because you've seen that fabric, and I think that's going to be it for the haul. I mean, that's over a month and a half of stuff, so yeah, I feel okay about that. Let's talk about needlepoint, and then I'll hop off here. Where did my needlepoint project go? Still working on the same thing, just chugging away. Haven't given it really that much attention. I am, this is my first needlepoint, and this canvas my aunt found for me at a, not a Goodwill, but like a thrift store in her town where she lives in Oregon. She found like a whole bunch of them for like $5 or something. So anyway, since you've seen this one last, I'm pretty sure I completed all of the white of the snowman using a sparkle raise. It might have been a petite sparkle. Let me see, what does that say? Whoops. Gosh, I've got stuff everywhere. Yes, petite sparkle raise is what I used for this one. It's beautiful. It is PS21. It's a very pretty. I love the sparkle in that. And so what I'm doing now is I'm doing like the background, and I'm using really, really pretty a silk, a vineyard silk in 2 different colors. I am doing what's called a skip tent stitch. That is the stitch that I'm using right in there. And you see I stitched over these little strings for the scarf, but I took a picture of it. My LNS, they said, take a picture of it before you start stitching that, because once you stitch over that, you're going to want to remember what colors they are. So I did take a picture of that, so I will be able to stitch that when I do the scarf. But yeah, he's coming along pretty good. You know, I'm just taking my time with him. No rush. I do have a few needlepoint ornaments that I'm going to start when I do finish him. So, oh, excuse me, I am excited about that. I will show you. They commemorate my trip up east this past fall and the fun times that I had with my husband. So, I have 2 kits. I've got one, it's called Spooky Spots Salem. And so there's my Salem ornament. Got the witch house on there. Yeah, it's fun. And the other one is my husband and I had a great day up in Boston, and we had a fun time at the Boston Public Garden. Anyway, long story, but yeah, so I got that too. So it's fun, and they come with like a stitch guide and all the stuff. So I'm excited about that. I'll start one of those next when I finish this one. But I'm trying to keep the needlepoint to like 1 at a time, you know, because what's the rush? All right, that's everything. I really think that's everything. I mean, that's everything I'm going to remember anyway. So thank you so much for the keeping up with all of this random all over the place. I feel like it's been kind of a wild floss tube. So I'll get back into the groove. I'm going to get back into the groove. I will see you all in a few weeks. So like I said, just if you want to do that giveaway from Rebel Stitcher Designs, Root, R-O-O-T, use that word in your comment, and I will do that drawing next time. Nanette, you go on and message me your mailing address again. Let me know what y'all think about my Memorial Day stitch and just anything in general. It'd be nice to hear from y'all. So anyway, thank you so much. I hope you have a fabulous rest of your day or night, whichever it may be. Take care, enjoy your stitching, and I will see y'all soon. Thanks.